People have to stop thinking that emotion translates to care and spirituality. Agape means you deeply care for the truth and you want to learn all of the requirements for what it's going to take to make humanity free and not continue to be under the spell of tyranny and self-inflicted suffering. It's not just about what you know. It's not just about how you feel. It's ultimately about what you do to push this spiritual war forward instead of keep falling back, falling back, falling back. What have you accomplished? You're not creating true freedom. You're not even close to it. You think you're going to keep going on and on doing the same thing, and you think it's any different than the fucking people in the left-right paradigm. It's no different because you haven't learned the truth about the dynamic that creates freedom, which is deeply understanding true objective morality and natural law and develop true spirituality with the agape form of care. People have to stop thinking that emotion translates to care and spirituality. And what I mean by that is when you hear people try to describe love and care, do you actually have love of truth? Do you actually have true care for truth and what needs to be done? A lot of people out there can deeply emote. They feel things really intensely. That's not agape love. I'm sorry. If you believe that agape love is deeply emoting something from a perspective of emotions, you don't understand what agape form of love is. The Eros form of love, which is love between partners, life partners, or just people who deeply care for each other, that is an emotive form of love. Even familial love, like the love of one's family members, the love of one's brothers and sisters, the love of friends, that's also emotive love. Agape is different than that. To have agape, you don't have to have gushy emotive feelings coming out of your body or even coming out from other people. Agape means you deeply care for the truth and you want to learn all of the requirements for what it's going to take to make humanity free and not continue to be under the spell of tyranny and self-inflicted suffering. And that doesn't have to involve deep, gushy, emotive feelings. What it really entails is that you learn what's necessary to learn. You learn all of the requirements for creating that manifested state that you say you want to see. And then you selflessly do whatever is required to make that condition occur in reality, to make it manifest. It's not about, I have to love everybody so much with all these emotive, crazy emotions coming out of me. That's the lower forms of love. That's Eros and Philos. That is not agape. Agape means I care so much for what's true. I care so much for what is right. I care so much for what is just that I am going to discover through knowledge the requirements of what must be done. And then I am going to do those requirements and I'm going to teach everyone within the potential earshot of what those requirements are and what role they must step into and do action-wise. It's not just about what you know. It's not just about how you feel. It's ultimately about what you do to push this spiritual war forward instead of keep falling back, falling back, falling back. I've been trying to explain this to people in innumerable different ways. They are too uncaring. They haven't truly developed agape love. This community is practically devoid of the highest form of love. They believe that this is about self-serving interests, gaining a bigger amount of freedom for themselves. They don't really care about what's true. They don't really care about natural law. They don't really care about care for truth. They want their worldview to reign supreme. They don't want to expand their worldview. They want to stay inside their little fucking rinky-dink childish box of their bullshit religious notions of what they think is true in their own minds. They're never going to meet the requirements for freedom. This race of people is completely fucking doomed. And I didn't say it's not possible. I never said it is impossible. We are willfully choosing doom because we won't get our satanic mindsets out of the way. And that goes for all of the religious morons out there that believe in Christianity or Judaism or Islam or Hinduism or even Buddhism. You're stuck in a fucking rut of a paradigm that is not going to give you the answers you need to become free. You have to transcend all of that and get to what the natural requirements in reality are for actually conquering tyranny and becoming free.